What up guys, it's Adrian from YouMotorcycle, and my GoPro just died, so I have no idea how much of this video was actually saved or not. Basically, I'm going to show you guys how to do a brake flush change, brake fluid change, brake flush, whatever you want to call it, on a Honda Fury. First thing that we're going to do is I just want you guys to see how dark this fluid is. Already taken the cap off by first removing this bolt here, and then taking off this cover, taking off the lid for that, and then taking off this little insert. Brake fluid, it's honestly, it's kind of like your pee. When it starts to get dark, it's time for a lot more fluids. So first we want to do is get rid of the old fluids. To make that easier, you can either pump it all out from the actual brake cylinders, or make it a little siphon and siphon a bunch of this stuff out. So a friend of mine asked, can I just use a turkey baster? Because she likes baking. And the answer is yes, you can just use a turkey baster. So I want you guys to see just how dark this is. It should be almost clear. It's definitely not almost clear. Now what you want to make sure is that you're not sucking all the fluids out of there, because if you do that, you're going to be introducing air into the system, and we don't want to have that. See how dark that is? Gross. The next thing we're going to want to do is pour some fresh brake fluid into there. Keep in mind there is a minimum and maximum amount. We want to make sure we're staying underneath the upper limit or max limit. Also guys, I had an issue with my GoPro, so you may or may not have heard this already, but brake fluid is very corrosive, so be careful not to spill it anywhere. Then I just put this in loosely just to avoid any splashes or anything getting in there, like dust or anything. So apologies if I'm repeating myself, but this is the kit that I use. Basically, it has a bunch of different adapters. So no matter what size of little bleeder you have on your master cylinder, there's something here that will fit. These kits that I use are super cheap, and they make life super easy. So not only do they work on basically any kind of motorcycle that you have with all the different adapters, they also come included with this hose. This is a one-way hose, which means that from here to here, everything can only flow down and out. It can't flow back in through this little piece here, which means you don't have to worry about air coming back in and entering the system. What we're basically going to do is I'm going to apply pressure on the back brake, and I'm going to hold my hand on the back brake. While I'm holding it, I'm going to twist this to open it. Fluid is going to come out. Then I'm going to close this again, release the back brake. What that's going to do, it's going to draw in a little bit more fluid from here through this hose to the master cylinder again. Then I hold down the back brake, open this up, more fluid comes out, close it, take my hand off the brake. It's going to let more fluid back in. Pressure on the brake, keep holding it down, open this, more fluid comes out, close it, release the brake, more is going to go in there. Now what's going to happen is eventually I might have to top this up to get some fresh fluid in there, because you don't ever want this to get, because you don't ever want cylinder here to get empty. And it's just a lot of repetition until you start to see the fluid coming out. It's going to be a lot lighter in color than it was originally. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So I already started to see some fluid coming down. It's all the way down to here. So I got my hand back on that brake pedal. I open, more fluid's going down. Close it tight, and I release the brake. Down on the brake pedal, open this up, close it, release the brake. Okay, so I'm really happy because the color coming out now is so much lighter than it used to be. So I'm just going to let this all drain into my little drain. I'm going to try 1 or 2 more pumps. And when that's all off and done, just make sure you put the dust cap back on there. Now the only thing that I didn't show you guys is that as you're doing this, this is going to get, your reservoir is going to get more and more empty. So here you can see I'm almost at the lower limit. So along the way, you're going to want to make sure it never fully empties out, and you're going to want to take this cap off, put fresh brake fluid in there, and just make sure it's topped up. So there we are, we're just underneath that upper limit. Carefully grab this, put it back in there. Perfect. Grab the cap. The last thing to do is just put this cover back in place. As for the front brake, it's the same idea. I usually just put a little bit of tape around because sometimes the stuff will overspill, and then it can kind of ruin the finish here. So I put a piece of just regular plain old Scotch tape and I run it nice and tight all the way around, nice and flush. Then I take a rag, and I get a couple cuts. I take that rag and I fit it around just like that. That way if there is any extra spill, this will catch it and it won't ruin the finish. Then it's basically just the exact same thing. Take the cover off, take the diaphragm out, get some of the old fluid out, put some new fluid in, connect your hose, pump the front brake, open it up, release, let go of the front brake, pump the front brake, open it up, release, let go of the front brake. That's it, guys. Well, I'm a little bit tight for space, so that video wasn't maybe the best that it could have been, but I hope you guys appreciate it. Now you know how to bleed your own brakes. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I have another video showing you how to change the shaft drive oil on this bike. A lot of people think that shaft drives are maintenance free. They're not. You still gotta change that oil in the shaft drive every so often. The good news is there's no filter and you only need like 2 tools to do it, so it's super easy. And what else can I tell you? My next video on the Fury is going to be how to change the oil and filter on this bike as per the Honda dealer service manual. So if you guys want to see exactly how it's done, how the dealers do it, that's your best bet. Subscribe, like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on how to maintain your Fury. And that's it. Ride safe, guys. Peace.